Indonesia is an archipelago in Southeast Asia consisting of 17,000 islands and straddling the equator. Indonesia is part of the Ring of Fire. It has the largest number of active volcanoes in the world. Earthquakes are frequent. Wally says line as a logical demarcation between Asian and Australian flora and fauna divides Indonesia. The 17,000 islands that make up Indonesia were home to a diversity of culture and indigenous beliefs when the islands came under the influence of Hindu priests and traders in the 1st and 2nd centuries.
Religion in Indonesia. Indonesia is centrally located along ancient trading routes between the Far East South Asia and in the Middle East, resulting in many cultural practices being strongly influenced by a multitude of religions. The Indonesian constitution guarantees freedom of religion. However, the government recognizes only 6 official religions, and these are Islam, Protestantism, Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. In the 2010 Indonesian census, 87.18% of Indonesians identified themselves as Muslims. 6.96% identified themselves as Protestant. 2.91% are Catholic. 1.69% are Hindu, while 0.72% are Buddhist and 0.5% are Confucianism.
Indonesian culture has historical roots, institutions, customs, values, and beliefs that many of its people share. Because of its long interaction between traditional culture and influence from multiple foreign countries shape Indonesia's culture today. The Western culture influenced them in technology, science, also in media like their television shows, films, and music. While India has a large influence to them in terms of their songs and music. However, some Indonesian regions still preserve their indigenous culture. Indonesian people believe their arts like in music, dance, drama, theater, martial arts, painting, literature, sculpture, and architecture. Indonesia has a good mix of cultural events, religious events, ceremonies, and festivals like Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr, National Day, Baliam Valley Festival, Kisoro Ceremony, Pasola, Waisak, Day of Silence, Bidar Race, Yoga Arts Festival, and the Fishing Festival.
As they say, food is one of the reasons why we travel. With a combination of its rich geographic and cultural diversity, Indonesian food is one of the world's greatest, most colorful, and vibrant cuisines. Rice is the staple food in Indonesia. Wherever you are, meals including breakfast are based on rice. Nasi goreng, which literally means fried rice, is considered as Indonesia's national dish. You can find it almost anywhere, from street, dinner parties, and more. It is included in the world's 50 most delicious food, alongside with Indonesia's satay, seasoned meat with sauce, and rendang on the top list, where it is made from meat and is usually served during festive occasions in the country.
In Indonesia, the people wear clothes that are similar to Western style. They wear traditional dress on special occasions. Indonesian men generally wore sarong. In public, the sarong is worn only when attending Friday prayers at the mosque. For formal national occasions, the men wear batik shirts with trousers or taluk vest cap, a combination of a Javanese jacket and sarong. Formal occasions, Indonesian women wear the kebaya, a beautiful figure-hugging embroidered blouse worn with a batik sarong that is usually dyed with flower motif and in bright colors. On these occasions, women often tie their hair into a bun or attach a false hairpiece. In addition, they may drape a long stretch of cloth called selendang over one shoulder. This cloth can be used as a head short, or on less formal occasions, used to carry babies or objects.
The usual communication in Indonesia. Meeting etiquette. Greetings can be rather formal as they are meant to show respect. A handshake is the most common greeting, accompanied with the word salamat. If you are being introduced to several people, always start with the eldest or most senior person first. Titles are important in Indonesia as they signify status. Gift-giving etiquette. Gift-giving etiquette in Indonesia heavily depends on the ethnicity of the receiver. For Chinese, it is considered polite to verbally refuse a gift before accepting it. Items to avoid include scissors, knives, or other cutting utensils as they indicate that you want to sever the relationship. For Malay or Muslims, in Islam, alcohol is forbidden. Offer gifts with the right hand only. Any food substance should be halal. Halal meat means the animal has been slaughtered according to Islamic principles. For ethnic Indians, offer gifts with the right hand only. Do not give leather products to a Hindu. Do not give alcohol. Wrap gifts in red, yellow, or green paper or other bright colors as these bring good fortune. Dining etiquette. The more formal the occasion, the more formal the behavior. In formal situations, men are served before women. Wait to be shown to your place. Wait to be invited to eat before you start. Food is often taken from a shared dish in the middle. If food is served buffet style, then the guest is generally asked to help themselves first. A fork and spoon are often the only utensils at the place setting. Depending on the situation, some people may use their hands. Eat or pass food with your right hand only. Business etiquette. Business cards are normally exchanged after the initial handshake and greeting. Business cards should display your title. Indonesians are indirect communicators. Loud people would come across as slightly aggressive. Initial meetings may be more about getting to know you rather than business. Be prepared to exercise patience. Business is personal in Indonesia, so spend time through communication to build a strong relationship. The usual communication in Indonesia.
Indonesian people get personal in business. Dealing with someone face to face is the only effective way of doing business in Indonesia. Exercise patience. Indonesians like to give matters sufficient consideration and don't make hasty decisions. Do not talk loudly. Expressing anger in public through tone of voice, loudness, or body language is always deemed inappropriate. When entering a mosque, always remove your shoes. Removing shoes is also expected when visiting Hindu temples.
Meanwhile, these are the common Indonesian stereotypes according to Korea.com. For the positive sides, people in Indonesia are said to be friendly, and it is a nice place for vacation, mostly known for Bali or along Java. And Indonesians have good understanding of English in tourist areas. And there is nothing money can solve in Indonesia according to some stereotypes. Some negative stereotypes for Indonesians are they have terrible traffic in big cities. There are motorcycles everywhere defying the law, and people are said to be slow sometimes in working, serving, walking, or anything, especially if you are from developed countries. Another negative stereotype for Indonesians is that people will deliberately be extra nice to you in hope for gaining something such as money, sex, green card, and especially if you're a white American man. So those are the most common stereotypes for Indonesia. And some commenter in the Quora.com website suggested that in Indonesia, everyone knows how to ride a motorcycle, and every Indonesian has been to Borobudur. And those who live in cities are mostly from Jakarta, Surabaya, or Denpasar. And another is that those who live in the rural areas live in long house. So those are the common Indonesian stereotypes